What's up, Stat Fam? I told you we was coming back with another. We got the best Larry Bird verse cocky instigator story ever told. This is a live reaction. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. Let's get it. You already know it's live. It's legendary. Good morning to y'all. Hope y'all having a good day. I know we having a good day. Shout out to the Lord. I promise you. I will go at Big Bird. It's showtime. That's what we came to see.
After being selected in the first round of the 1984 NBA draft, Kevin Willis played 21 seasons in the NBA, and standing at 7 feet tall, 245 pounds, he was an enforcer, an instigator, and sometimes an outright bully every year that he played.
We just had Sally and Willis bang one another. Now, also, Willis popped Sally right in the face.
And in Game 7 of the 1988 Eastern Conference semifinals, while playing for the Atlanta Hawks, he tried to bully his way through Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics.
It was a lot of banging. It was 2 referees at the time, so you could just go in and bang. They can't catch everything. You get busted in the mouth, you get elbow in the chin, whatever it was, and sometimes you get caught, sometimes you don't.
There is blood on the right side of Dennis Johnson's face. He is cut at the right eye as he comes out defensively.
But that's how we played. That was the Eastern Conference, and I loved it. I welcomed it, and they taught me a lot. And so I knew what referee can get away with stuff and what referees you can't do anything with.
Tommy, no love lost between Willis and McHale in this series.
It's been going on the whole series. A little contact here and there. You watch him right now. And here's some serious stuff going on as McHale held him. And then Willis just smacked him in the nose. And then back comes McHale, and they call the second one. You didn't see the first one. All you did was see the second one.
If you want to make a footprint in this game, you want to make a name for yourself. The physical part, that was great. Do it when you need it. But it's all mental. It was mental.
Unfortunately, Kevin Willis picked the wrong one to play mind games with, because at the end of the third quarter, with Larry Bird having a relatively quiet game up until that point, Kevin Willis did something to set Larry Bird off, and the ultimate instigator accidentally ignited one of the greatest fourth quarter performances of all time.
That fourth quarter, maybe the best fourth quarter as far as mano of all time.
In that series, Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics were facing the greatest Atlanta Hawks team in franchise history, led by the human highlight film Dominique Wilkins.
15 seconds. Here's Eddie Johnson.
Oh.
And what a spectacular dunk.
He was spectacular. I mean, just spectacular. The dunks, the explosions to the basket.
So we're playing. It's Neek's a rookie. He's coming in. The ball goes up. You know. I push C-Web. You know how you clear space. You get that rebound every day. You're not even worried about it. Because I push it. And I go up to get it. And all of a sudden, man, there's just a force all over my shoulder. He grabs it. He dunks it. You know, the short shorts. They were right here. I tell you right now. I mean, he threw that thing down, and I was like, oh my! And Larry has the classic line. Larry goes. Larry never got too excited. He goes, shoot, better box that guy out, huh, Kev? I said, yeah, I suggest you put a body on him. That was one of the craziest things ever. I'd never seen a guy that high in my life. He just threw it down.
Short shorts right here, huh, kid?
Right here, baby. That was not, I still have nightmares about that video.
Obviously.
When I was young in basketball camps, kids would always ask me, have you ever been dunked on? And I said, every game, by my teammates, you know. I don't know how many times I thought I was getting an offensive rebound, and then all of a sudden this guy is jumping over me. You know, he got this saying, a lot of people can go to the top floor, but very few people can go to the penthouse.
Yeah. But when the series began, Larry Bird set the tone in Game 1 by dropping 24 points in the first quarter.
Back to Larry, looking for three. He got it.
Larry, pushed by Wilkins, fall away, Bird. What did I say at the top? Bird will be ready. 24 in the first quarter, a new Garden record, the most points ever scored before in one quarter in a Boston Garden game.
Well, the whole series was crazy. Game 1 and 2, the Celtics won by like a combined 80 points. Like, they blew us out. I remember coming back for Game 3 to Atlanta, and the big article in Atlanta Journal was put a fork in them, we're done. You know, and then we win Game 3 and then win Game 4, go into Boston and win Game 5.
We won Game 5 in Boston, and we was not supposed to win that game, you know, the critics say. So we knew going to Game 6, I said, man, we could advance and we can beat these guys.
And then the last play in Game 6, I inbounded the ball to Cliff Livingston, and he was supposed to dribble handoff to either me or Dominique. Cliff looked at Dominique, and then Cliff went on his own and shot a close right-handed. He shot a left-handed hook shot to end that game.
Good shot for Dominique Wilkins to begin with.
Here we go. Livingston, no. Boston has won the game.
We blew our opportunity, and at the end of the game, we drew up a play, and it turned into a broken play, and Cliff Livingston went to basket left-hand running hook. I was mad because the play was supposed to come to me, and I'm like, Woody, don't break the play, bro. And so we ended up losing that game. And
we had won, and we was waiting to play the winner of Atlanta-Boston. They beat y'all Game 6 in Atlanta. Dumars and I on the phone because we watching the game and we taking notes. After y'all lost Game 6, Joe and I hung up. We said, all right, we playing Boston because they ain't going to win in Boston.
Thanks, Steve.
And so I remember landing in Boston, and I remember this old lady at the airport, and I'm not exaggerating. She may have been 80, and she walks up to me, "Hey, Rivers, you thought you wasn't coming back, didn't you?" I will never forget that. I wish I knew who that lady was.
After the Game 6, Barrett made a prediction. He said, Atlanta blew their opportunity. I'm guaranteeing to win in Boston.
Well, they had their chance. You know, they had a big chance to beat us. I think now that we're going to come out and play like we did tonight, but we're going to be at home. And our shots are going to be dropping a little bit better, and we're going to be running a little bit faster. So I'd say Sunday's going to be a big win for the Celtics.
And we had to look at that, right? Big headlines. So I remember we get to Boston, and we walk out of the locker room, and I stopped. I said, we're going to win this bleep game. I said, if you ain't ready to fight, you ain't ready to go to war, don't come out here. I said, whoever guarded me tonight going to have a long night.
He is off quickly here with 6 points.
I mean, every time I got to lane, there was Parrish, there was Dennis in the lane, there was Kevin McHale. So I had to get creative. But I felt like in that game, no matter what they threw at me, it didn't matter.
The offense floor.
Wilkins from the perimeter.
That's winning the offense.
20 points for Dominique.
And during the first 3 quarters, everyone could see that Larry Bird didn't look like his normal dominating self.
So Bird has not taken charge, and perhaps age and father time starting to tell. Bird cuts free. Rims out. Move in tightly on Johnson after he picks up his dribble. Against the double team, Bird is short again. Bird on the pull-up. Doesn't get the roll. So the superstar who put the pressure squarely on his shoulders by guaranteeing a victory here for Boston in number 7, struggling in the opening period.
And when Kevin Willis saw a glimpse of weakness, he got way too cocky and decided that this was his chance to break Larry Bird's spirit. But instead of breaking Larry's spirit, all he did was wake up a sleeping giant.
You know, Bill, I was that guy who wanted to be physical, the enforcer on the team and all that. And I had to sort of try to protect Dominique. And so when Willis Reed became assistant coach, he got my ear. Willis Reed said, man, listen, the physicality is great, but it's the mental side of the game I want you to start focusing on.
Never forget this. Kevin Willis, we would come down the court in the third quarter, and he reached over in Bird's chest.
So it was Kevin Willis, it was me and Larry. We'd run down the court, and Kevin reached across me and put his hands in Bird's chest. He reaches across me and puts his finger And Larry Bird's chest said, "Don't let this so-and-so score any more tonight."
I said, "Don't let this so-and-so score no more tonight."
I said, "Don't let this so-and-so score any more tonight." I'm like, "Don't let this son of a gun score anymore." Bird's eyes got this big. I looked at Kevin, "What are you doing?"
And I looked at Kevin, I'm like, "What the hell are you doing? You don't want to awaken a sleeping giant. He got 12 points. Don't wake him up."
And I looked at Kevin, "What you doing?" Are you crazy?
Leave him sleep.
Let him stay asleep.
Yes.
And he got hot. And the coach said, "Nick, go out there and stop." I'm like, "Stop him. He hot now. He forget that." That's the only thing I can do is try to match him bucket for bucket.
That's all she wrote.
And it was a shootout in the fourth quarter. It came down to the last shot.
Not so good at it.
Bird gets it in low on the turnaround against Wilkins. Bird now cuts free. Today displayed in the early moments. Bird is up for the shot. Mike Fratello might need an early timeout. Bird started out 2 of 7. He has hit his last 3.
Larry Bird that night was, listen, he was unbelievable, and he was so clutch. Nick was just as clutch that night. It's just that Larry in the fourth quarter was unstoppable.
Bird cuts free and left-hands it for the field goal that puts Mason Jones and the Celtics back on top, 101-99.
I said Bird had 20 of his 34 in the fourth quarter. Dominique had 17 of his 47 in the fourth quarter, and they were going bucket down the stretch.
Oh, they was going at it.
Larry was torturing him. Dominique was torturing me on when he had the ball.
This is a type of game of who's going to blink first.
Wilkins responds.
What a game.
That fourth quarter, maybe the best fourth quarter as far as mano of all time.
The game was legendary.
Between the two of them.
It's Bird's turn, and the Celtics have the lead.
Oh, man. You know, it was crazy, too, because it's rare in a game you feel it.
Right.
That was one of the few games I was saying,
knew it.
this was a hell of a game right now. It was a hell of a game.
And what's even more impressive is that in those 1988 playoffs, Larry Bird had painful bone spurs in both feet that were so bad that he didn't even play the following season because he had to get surgery on both feet. And though Larry Bird played a few more seasons, this injury essentially ended Larry Bird's dominant career as we knew it because he was never the same again.
Did you hear?
However, on this night, with 2 bad feet, Larry Bird disregarded the pain and went shot for shot with one of the greatest scorers of all time, and once again proved why he's the toughest player in NBA history.
In '88, we were banged up a little bit. Matter of fact, the great story about this series is I remember before this big game against Dominique that Larry was out shooting, and I was out shooting early at one end of the court. Larry was down at the other end, and I noticed that Larry was down there like shooting left-handed jump hooks from like 12, 15 feet. Now, he made left-handed shots, but I saw him shooting right-handed jump hooks from 12 or 15 feet. And I went down there and go like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "My Achilles tendons are killing me. My step back it won't work tonight. I need that jump hook." And he made something that game. I mean, it's just unbelievable. That just tells you his confidence and tells you what kind of a player he was, just to have a game plan of what shots he was going to make that night.
Bird attempting to break free, stays with it, and the foul is called.
That boy.
Continuation for Larry Bird.
Now watch Bird just get the ball and wheel into the defense. That's banged and lets it fly lefty. Hail Mary.
Just like he rehearsed it.
To watch him just gut it out and just to will his body to even finish that game, let alone score 20 in the fourth quarter of a game 7 is mind-boggling to me.
Man, he was doing a little bit of everything. I don't know really what he was doing in that fourth quarter, but the stuff that he was doing, it was unbelievable, man. I mean, he was throwing left-hand shots, running hooks. His game was at another level. We was trying to match each other's will, and so it was just a game who was going to hit first.
It's Bird.
Bucket.
probably like 30, 40 seconds to go in the game. If I remember, he said, we both deserve to win, but somebody got to go home.
112, 109, 47 seconds. Another defensive stop. A must here for the Hawks.
They knew who was going to get the ball. It's like Robert Parrish always said, 40,000 eyes on Larry Bird because they knew he was going to get the ball. And we knew it, our opponents knew it. Now it's just up to them to stop it.
Johnson gets it into Bird, and Wilkins is there. Bird comes free. Bird for the layup. You are watching what greatness is all about. We began the broadcast by telling you about Larry Bird, who, following the Game 6 victory by the Celtics in Atlanta, guaranteed a win in number 7, saying the Hawks blew their chance by losing number 6. Larry Bird started the game slowly, but here in the fourth period, he has shown you why he's a future Hall of Famer. 20 points this quarter. He is 9 of 10 in this period. He has hit his last 6 field goals, and as far as Larry Bird is concerned, it's Detroit, here we come. The miss, and that's it. Boston 118, Atlanta 116.
I mean, that was one of the greatest performances I've seen from a guy in those circumstances. Because you're talking about 7th game in the playoffs. To carry his team the way he did in that fourth quarter, man, to his credit, man, he took the Celtics and put them on his back. And pretty much that was it.
Oh, I'm still lost for words. It just don't make no sense. Real legend, man, really was doing damage out there, man. I'm talking about a torch your team for 3 quarters and tell you I done did enough damage. I don't need to go back out there. What? Are you serious? They can't do nothing with you, Big Bird. I promise you they can't. You had a package before the package, man, for real. You had a real left hand out there. You was working on stuff before they were working on it. Now you got the lead with trainers and stuff, teaching players trying to do left hand. Come on, man. Dude had a whole package. Dude had a whole post work. And he was playing injured. Come on, man. You heard what the man said about both of his feet. Y'all heard what he said. I'm talking about playing hurt out there. I'm talking about excruciating pain. Real legend, man. We call him Soft Touch Joe Bird. The Terror from Terre Haute. French League legend. You're a real legend, Big Bird. Bird family. Thank y'all for watching the full video. We're going to be back with another video after this video. Make sure y'all stay prayed up. Y'all be safe. And y'all be good. You know?